Now we've just created a view called floor plan over here in our view map. Now by default in ArchiCAD, the template that we used to probably first create our file already has some elevations in here. As you can see, they're generating now. And you just double click on each of these to get them going. If we needed to create an elevation here, you can see in the project map, let's return back to our floor plan view. We have these elevation markers here. These elevation markers in the project map reflect these elevations here. If for some reason we went into the view map and we didn't see any elevation views, we could just go back to the project map, open up our east elevation view, and then go to the view map and click New View. And I could just call this New East Elevation. And our layer combination, maybe we should have a new one called Elevations. But right now it's set to sections. Let's say Create. So you can see under Elevations we now have a new view called New East Elevation. So that's how we could create a new elevation. I'm just going to delete that view out of here because we don't need it. We've already got one in there. I think one thing that would be handy is if we had a layer combination in here called Elevations. So I'm going to click New and create a new layer combination called Elevations. Click OK. And one thing that's different about this Elevations rather than our sections is that Elevations, I'm going to have else site turned off. So when else site is turned off, I can no longer see the site information or trees and or cars. Now if I select east elevation here in the elevations and hold down shift and select the bottom elevation, we've got all the elevations selected here. I could go into the settings for all these views and say your layer combination is not sections, it is elevations. So now we're using that layer combination for all these elevations here. Now these trees came back because I forgot in my elevations layer combination when I turned off L-Site to say update. So remember, if we ever want our layer combination to remember any of the changes that have gone over here on the right, we always want to make the change and then click update. Now that layer has been turned off. Not only in this view, but in all these other views, because all these other views, if we go into their settings, have elevations as their layer combination. And in elevations, as you remember, L-Site is turned off. So what can we do from here? We can go over here to our layout book. We can say new layout, and I'll just call this, let's just call this north and east elevations. And our master layout is going to be Brendan's ArcD, or your master layout that you created. And I'll say create. And what that's going to do is going to create a new layout here. Any second now. Let's see here. For some reason we're not getting over to our layout book. Let's try another one. Oh, I see. Sorry guys, it's popping up down below where you guys can't see it. It's ending up down here. So, we look at north and east elevations. What we could do is go over here, click on our north elevation, actually come back in there, double click on our layout, single click on our view map, single click on north elevation, left click and hold down again, and drag the elevation onto our layout here. Now it looks like we can actually get all of our elevations on one layout. So I'm just going to left click and drag them all on here. And I'll go over here back into my layout, and we can say, instead of saying North Elevations, I'm just going to erase that and call it Elevations. So we've created a new layout here called Elevation, and we've placed all of our elevation views on that layout.